All right. Hello, y'all. Good evening. So, Spirit led me to come on here and talk about this real quick. Um, and I want to talk about how to tell if somebody is under possession by a malevolent spirit and what to do about it. But then also, um, why you should be concerned about people that are able to become possessed so quickly, why it should be a concern, and why you have to, like, maybe possibly give that person like some time to either correct the situation or walk away. Okay. But sometimes you can't walk away because, we hear about women and men getting killed every single day. It's getting bad out here. Okay. And this is High Priestess Jamila. So it's one of the things that I specialize in. I can remove a malevolent spirit very quickly and pull that person's spirit back into them. Okay. I do it all the time. I actually do it for a living. Okay. Because some malevolent spirits, they can sometimes make you feel sick. They can make you angry. They can make you sad. They can make you depressed. Um, and so a lot of the times when people experience what they call these extreme mood swings, to where one day they're one person and then the next day they're a totally different person. And especially when it comes to you men, okay? I'm trying to be really patient with the male gender, because when a high priestess, it's my blood, it is who I am. It is my blood, sweat, and tears. So when I tell you something, I know what I am talking about. You just have to accept it is what it is, okay? How to tell if somebody is possessed by a malevolent spirit. The number one way is lies. Okay, a malevolent spirit is going to lie about certain events, memories, right? The malevolent spirit is going to lie, and not only that, accuse you of lying. So, for example, if something happened and it didn't happen the way the malevolent spirit that's speaking to you is going to twist it, it's going to twist what happened. Okay. So that's the number one way. And so a lot of you guys are experiencing dealing with people that fall under temporary possession. Sometimes, and I have this theory about people that are bipolar, sometimes a person's guardian angels will bring them back into focus. Okay. But that's one of the reasons why some people will stay in these psychoses for either days, weeks, months, or even sometimes years. Okay, but if you have someone that knows about retrieving somebody's spirit or their soul, then it can happen quicker. So a lot of you guys, even when it comes to anybody, it could be your boss at work, it could be a friend of yours, it could be your man, it could be your woman, they will become possessed by malevolent spirits. And you can tell because the malevolent spirit will always try to convince you of some bullshit. Okay, it'll and it's like, For me, I don't even fake it or front it. I tell the person, you're possessed. You know how you can tell if you are having a conversation with a person that is completely twisting what actually happened? What a malevolent spirit is going to do is that it's going to keep going and keep going and keep going, and it doesn't stop. If you were talking to that person and you told them, hey, you're possessed, they're going to stop and go, wait, what? What do you mean I'm possessed? That's something that people typically are going to say, wait, what? But if there's a malevolent spirit in that person at that time, they're just going to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going, and it'll just get escalated. That's the number one way that you can tell is that a bad spirit is going to start lying. It's going to start accusing you of things that are not the truth. Okay. And also, malevolent spirits like to accuse people of lying. And, we're all grown. You even ask the spirit, well, what would I need to lie to you about this for? And it just gets more and more evil. Another way you can tell if a person is possessed by a malevolent spirit is if the person gets abusive. This can be a person that you maybe have had a good day with the day before that or the day before that. And you like, whoa, what's going on here? Why are you a different person than you were a day ago? Now, another way that you can tell if a person is possessed by a malevolent spirit is actual changes in the way that that person looks. They'll look different. Now, that may be something within me because when I look at a person's face or their eyes, I can tell that they're under some kind of possession. Okay. Another way you can tell that a person is under possession is if they start to get really, really distant. They'll just all of a sudden get really, really distant. Sometimes malevolent spirits can make people get very, very depressed, angry, aggressive, or even sometimes violent. Okay. This can either happen by somebody doing work on them, or maybe it could be a spirit that is attached to them, like a deceased relative or either a deceased ancestor. Okay. That is actually a big one. Most of these practitioners out here, which I know several practitioners right now that are able to contact certain entities to possess and take over people. Okay. And the ones that they are, it's not going to be good for them. Okay. I can tell you that right now. It's not going to be a good day for them. Okay. But a lot of the times, you're not going to find somebody that's that deep in their knowledge. Okay. And you can't really tell by looking at a person because sometimes it could be a person that is possessed that is allowing this entity in to them to make these changes to a person. So it don't have to be a witch. Don't have to be a witch. It could just be a person. You just be a regular Joe Schmo who is an empty seater for that kind of demon. Okay. And you can tell because all it takes is a high and a buy, and that person will just go off into oblivion to the point where they're crazy, they thinking crazy. All of a sudden, you're just a horrible person that did something to them and you've done nothing to them. Um, and it's actually quite crazy. Especially if it comes out of the blue, it'll just sort of hit you like bam, right? And then all of a sudden, you're having some kind of disagreement with somebody about things that don't even exist. The good thing about the situation is that it can be fixed. The problem is that a lot of the people that are able to be placed under this possession, it happens quite often. And that's one of the reasons why you'll have people that can't admit when they've done something wrong, right? Because they won't have any memory. They won't have any memory. Once a person has been touched by a malevolent force like that, though, it leaves fragments of itself behind. So that's why the person will only remember your reaction. They won't remember what they may have done because how could they remember? How could they remember something when they weren't actually in control of themselves? Okay, so we got people out here literally blacking out. I have found that certain zodiac signs are more susceptible to possession. Okay. Typically, if you are a water sign or an earth sign, it's harder to possess, but air signs and fire signs, they can be easily placed under possession by bad spirits very easily. And that's one of the reasons why many of them get such a bad name because of it's very, very easy to place them under possession. Then, especially if you combine that with denial, people want to deny it, but it's the truth, okay, when they're under possession. And so, to deal with a person that constantly falls under possession, it's kind of dangerous. Okay, it's kind of dangerous, is what I can tell you, because you never know what that person can do while they're under that possession. So, it is important to take it very seriously. Now, there are some people who got smart. You know the saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Okay. Some of these younger people out here, especially when it comes to men, because for some reason men are more easily taken under possession more than anything. But when it comes to like some people that know how to listen, they will use black obsidian. Black obsidian can protect you from spirits possessing you. Okay, black obsidian is what a person would need to wear on them to prevent the possession. Okay, you know what's crazy is that if you're being targeted by a malevolent spirit, what's scary about the situation is that that malevolent spirit is going to push away anybody that cares for that person. If they can push away people that care about you, then you have no protection. That means that that spirit is getting ready to try to make a person harm themselves or someone else. Okay. So that's the reason why you can't just ignore it. That's one of the reasons why, in general, in society, we've got to just stop saying, oh, that person is crazy. Why are they crazy, though? Why are they behaving that way? Why are they acting different? Is it because they're crazy or bipolar? Not all the time. Not all the time. People have been going under possession like that for years, and it's something to where You can't necessarily be insulted by it. Malevolent spirits, I mean, they will be so insulting. And when you look at the world, look at how crazy the world is. Look at how nuts the world is. Do you understand me? Okay. So get some black obsidian, and that will stop that from happening. You can get black obsidian in necklaces, you can get bracelets, you can get rings, but you want to charge it and you'll want to cleanse it. Okay. Y'all got to understand that negative spirits are constantly wanting some kind of way to live again. Okay. A lot of people think, oh, it's a ghost. It's so nice. And it's not all the time. Believe it or not, at any moment, there can be a lot of bad spirits who just are hanging around, and they're angry. They're upset because they don't have physical life anymore. They don't have physical life anymore. Another way you can tell that somebody is under possession, here's another thing, is that they won't be interested in things that they enjoy, things that are enjoyable in life. Because what that spirit will do is it will what that spirit will do is it will make a person not do the things that they can't do. Okay. They're horrifying. They really are. And another thing is that, when you see people that do weird things like they can't eat, they can't sleep, that's another thing. Sometimes it can be, you may have insomnia or something, but that's not necessarily, I think that you would have to have one or more of the other symptoms. Just having insomnia is not just the thing. Um, Skin infections, yeah, absolutely. But I think that mainly, Raina, that you'll want to look out for is personality changes. That's the main thing you want to look out for. Somebody's personality just changes, then there's a problem. I'm looking for my little thing to my charger so I can plug my phone in. And for some reason, I got the cord, but I don't have the other piece of it. I can't find it. Um, what I would recommend is a spiritual bath, and make sure you put some baking soda in it. People don't realize how something about the chemical composition of baking soda scares those spirits off. Yeah, weed can be an open door for bad spirits, but I think the main aspect that's an open door is for people to not be aware, because a lot of people, they don't want to be aware. They don't want to be aware of what's going on. They just want to be normal. And yeah, that would be nice. That sounds good, but that's not important right now. What's important is protecting people and making sure that people understand what's going on. Hmm. But I think that is mainly not protecting yourself, though. Like, for example, if you are not wearing the correct type of, and it's not just black obsidian, you can actually, believe it or not, pentagrams protect you. The pentacle, 5-point star will protect you from possession. The pentacle will protect you from anything coming in. And let's face it, they keep saying that it's the government or this, and that. I don't know. I honestly, um, you can, I'm going to tell y'all something. For quite some time, I have literally been afraid to just go outside at night sometimes. And that's not like me. Because I'm normally I normally have wanderlust. I like being outside, and so that's the way that you do that. Now I'm tell y'all, there's a lot of people that their soul is just gone. And I've been telling people about this for quite some time, or it could be very fragmented to where certain pieces of them are missing. Okay, so as I said, sent back this energy and undid these stuff and basically removed the negativity they sent me. So I know it was spiritual. How about touching your altar when it's a manifesting? I feel the energy completely change once the individual touched. You mean somebody touched your altar? Nobody should be. I mean, unless it's somebody you can trust. I know I wouldn't want somebody. I would only let somebody touch my altar if I trust them. But you can quickly like clear and sage that. You know what I'm saying? You can quickly just smudge that if you feel a negative energy, but a spirit that is possessing a person has basically attached to their body. And you got to make it hard for them to do that. The way that you make it hard for them to do that is to not be an open vessel. Okay, you gotta, and a lot of people that are around people, that's why a lot of people are there, because there's millions and millions of malevolent spirits just out there just looking for somebody to possess, and a lot of people just don't know what is actually going on with these people. And it's, for me, it's a fairly easy process. It gets easier and easier, especially if you're dealing with a particular person. It gets easier and easier to get them back into their body. But I think that if you dealing with somebody that's been under possession for years, that's hard. That's very difficult. That's very difficult. Yeah. They took grapes off saying they were poisonous to dogs. I didn't know that grapes were poisonous to dogs. I never heard of that before. Maybe they are. I gotta find my charger thingy because I guess I'll have to use the other one. I got another one in here. I want the one that I got with my phone. I don't know what happened to it. It must be under the couch somewhere. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much what it is. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the times when you're dealing with an angry spirit that wants to, destroy something, that's what they do. And they just want you to think that it's that person, and it's not, it's not them. Okay, it's something else that done took over. This is not the correct cord. What happened to my cord? Kitty, what you do with my cord? Did you do something with my cord, Kitty? It was the cat's fault. The cat did something to my cord. This cat done did something to my cord. Yeah. So if you have found that somebody's acting strange, they're acting different, please understand that more than likely that person is possessed. And it ain't always a demon, it can just be a spirit. Okay? And that's just what it is. I can't find my cord. This is weird. The cord to my phone to charge my phone up. Wait a minute. Oh, I found it. I just found it. Thank you, spirits. Is it succubus? I'm scared. It ain't always a succubus. It can just be a regular old spirit. Okay. It can just be a regular old spirit that was either put on you or either it was random. Okay, I got my phone plugged in, y'all. Yeah, so yeah, it is. I gotta go though because I gotta take care of something real quick, y'all. I'm about to eat dinner here in a minute too, because it just I don't know when but you can tell when one of them is around you or either doing something because it just kind of makes my stomach just feel kind of queasy. You know what I'm saying? Like that feeling where your hair, where like the hair stand up on the back of your head. I wouldn't be scared of it though. I wouldn't be scared. But if you because that's what they want you to be. They want you to be scared. They want to uh convince you of something. You know what I'm saying? Smells and body odors too. Yeah, that possibly could be. I mean, but mainly what it is it is the signs would be um what they're saying, right? Something that they may be saying, you know what I'm saying? Or like for example, if you mention a memory to that person and that person just does not remember, you know what I'm saying? There was actually a movie and I can't remember. I saw it several years ago, but it was like they would ask the person, she would ask I think it was I can't exactly remember the movie, but you know they would ask the person, do you remember this and you remember that, and they would have no memory of it. So if a person can't remember like basic stuff, you know what I'm saying? Something that may have just happened last week or a month ago. It could be some kind of event that they just have no memory of. And at the same time, they're acting strange, then that person could be under possession. Okay. And more than likely, some of y'all, like I said, just thinking about it personally, I don't remember half of my childhood. And I think it was because I was I think it has something to do with that, especially if you are a medium. You could easily be placed under possession and not even know it. And see, I'm a Cancer sun with a Gemini dominant chart. And Cancers, we go by how we feel, right? And Cancers are really connected to their heart center. So if my heart kind of feels weird, then I can tell that something is, you know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to explain that. Um, but a lot of people are disconnected from that. So they don't really it's like they can't really pinpoint how they feel, For me, if I, because I'm gonna tell you something, I do this for a living, and I pick up on spirits all the time. I pick them up sometimes, but if I don't like if I don't feel right, I don't feel right. And so I'll just be like, I don't feel right. And what I do is I do an exorcism on myself, like, with smoke. I do that exorcism incantation with some smoke, and then I'll be feeling good. And you know what I'm saying? And then sometimes I have what's called a like a mojo gris bag. And so, I make sure that nothing can pull me, you know what I'm saying, out and replace me with anything. Okay. So I did do that just recently because I see that happening, and it's so weird. Like right at the time that I, you know, started to when I came into my power, I came into it right at the right time, because right at that time the world was changing anyway. So I was right on time with it. You know what I'm saying? I was right on time. It was several years ago, and it just was all of a sudden, I started going down my path, and this has become more obvious to me when this happens. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to personality changes. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to like my kids and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did an egg cleanse on my son the other day, and so I mean, you got to do stuff like that, especially if you're spiritually gifted, or if the mind is at least open to it. And so I don't think that you necessarily have to fear that whole thing. You know what I'm saying? I feel that we have, connection to the ancestors, and we are able to deal with this stuff without freaking out. But I think that the more and more people are mentally unaware, if they're like intellectually unaware of what's going on, this is how this is how things are able, because I've seen spirits destroy people's lives. I have seen it. I have seen it. Okay. So, and I hear about it all the time. So I would say get some kind of black tourmaline. Now, not black tourmaline, black obsidian. Now, the thing about black obsidian is black obsidian is going to pull whatever it is that is negative out of the body. So I think that people should not just be playing around with these stones and crystals and stuff like that. I really don't. I feel that it's important to have guidance. Okay. I'm not just saying that just because I want to make money, but I do think that whenever if it's a bad spirit that comes out of you, it might start fighting. It start fighting to stay. It don't want to go. It wants a warm body. It wants a host. So that's when you got to have somebody there that's able to banish that spirit. That's why I made that black rose potion. Okay, that's why I made it. I took it down because I'll do that later because I was kind of in a mood earlier. But that's why I made it, because it's got some powerful ingredients in it, and I'm about to go in here and bless it and bottle it and stuff. But it will definitely drive those spirits out, you know, because they gotta go. I mean, they are no longer here physically, and they don't have the right to impede on people's lives. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they will do, and they will make you sick. You just won't feel right. That's just like, okay, I understand that a 20 or even a teenager could have, like arthritis or something like that. But that kind of doesn't make any sense to me. We're seeing a prevalence of younger people having these afflictions that make no sense. Why all of a sudden are your knees bothering you? Why are all of a sudden you having these issues? It don't make no sense, do it? It doesn't. It doesn't make any sense. So, and it just, if somebody has had a spirit in them for years, it'll start to make a person age prematurely sometimes. Okay, you'll start aging faster. Okay, at an accelerated rate, which is not good. Um, so I don't know. They keep me busy enough. It's it. I was looking at something, y'all. This video, and this person was saying that is witches on here that will put spirits in you just so that you can come to them. And I don't do that. That's not true. Okay. This is after years and years and years of observing people. And when you look at some of the things that are happening, it's like this makes no sense. When it's something that it just doesn't make any sense, you know? So a lot of times, Raina, though, it ain't even a demon, it's just a spirit. It's just good old spirit possession a lot of times. And I will tell you that some spirits, because I know that I am wiped out, I am tired now. Okay, so I'm gonna get off of here and eat dinner. A lot of times when I feel, especially when it comes to a spirit being near me, I'll feel like I can't eat. Like it'll just give me a real eerie feeling. Like, oh God, no. Yeah. So, do I believe that people can be possessed by the devil? No, I don't believe that the devil is possessing people. I think it's spirits. You got people running around here talking about, oh, this person is possessed by the devil. No. Keep in mind that if the devil does exist, the devil's job pretty much is to contain bad spirits. Y'all know that, right? Biblically, that's just from what I gather, from what we all are familiar with about the devil, is that God gave the devil dominion over hell, right? So, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think that it's necessarily the devil. I mean, I can research it. I've actually looked at it. I've actually asked spirit, what's going on, and I'll always get the world card. You know what that can mean sometimes, y'all? Like almost like these spirits are somehow being let in, and it because it seemed like it's so much going on, I mean, every day. Like, I don't know if y'all remember, but 10 years ago, even, 15 years ago, like, okay, there was violence and there was murders and stuff like that. But it seems like some of the most heinous, like really, like women putting their children in microwaves and stuff like that. Like, what? That, that's like, that's something inhuman, right? That's inhuman for like I couldn't even imagine. But then again, when we think about it, if you remember that movie Case Number 39, they was trying to put a child in an oven. And so people need to realize that a movie is a movie. People, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, movies can give you clues and stuff, but and so I don't know. It was just really weird. It just because why are people doing that? Like I've heard at least 6 cases of somebody doing that weirdness. Okay, and it just seems like it's gotten worse. Okay, it seems like that. So I mean, really, all you can do is protect yourself and protect your loved ones. Is really all you can do. In fact, for some reason today, I haven't lit my protection jar. I'm gonna go ahead and do it now. But I'm gonna go, y'all. Probably because I got this pumpkin here, and my little pumpkin that I did. I'm gonna carve some more pumpkins tonight. I'm not gonna do them live, but I'm gonna carve at least one or two more of these pumpkins. So I'm gonna go, y'all. But yeah, it's happening a lot, and they just, some of these spirits are really, really old spirits from ages ago. They done traveled many, many lifetimes to get here. These spirits are like they're traveling and they are reaching people because they want to live again. They want to and especially if it's a bad spirit, it wants to possibly do the same thing that it did when it was alive. Okay. So it's pretty much, I've been doing it for years. A lot of the people that come to me to get cleanses, they have a bad spirit in them now, or they may have had one that passed through them, and they will leave their imprint. Okay. They will leave an imprint on you. So, what was that? Was that you? Hello? Hello? Who was in the kitchen? Is that my little one? Why you didn't answer me? Being all suspect. All right, y'all. I got it. Okay, sweetie. Where'd you do? What'd you do? All right, guys. I gotta go. I will see y'all later. Y'all be cool. Okay. I gotta go. Blessings.